Hey y'all, my husband Darius sent me a video last night talking about a lot of the things that I've been wanting to get him on a video with me and talk about. So we're gonna go ahead and start the video. I'll be stopping the video, like I said, to give my 2 cents. So guys, let's get started.
Y'all, I know y'all, hold on, because I'm driving, but you know, I had a powerful message at church today that was talking about being spirit-led rather than being led by your flesh and the world. And man, it just hit me so hard because I've been trying. That's been a constant battle in my life. Like, that's been a constant battle in my life. Like, I'm kind of dirty and wet. I just came from kayak fishing. I tried to catch me some fish, but I saw a gator out there, and I saw that alligator. The alligator made me put on the propeller jets on that kayak. Boy, my arms was moving. I thought I had a motor on that thing. But yeah, in church today, they was talking about being spirit-led and versus being led by the flesh, and how you have to remove all the things that kind of move you towards being led in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? I have to eliminate some things in my life. Have to eliminate what's your execution plan, and then do follow up to it yourself on a weekly basis. You know, that was Pastor Rob's thing that he was talking about today. That was his whole list of things to do, his action plan. And so, like, I'm sitting up here and I was thinking, like, during church, like, man, he was talking about how he had to remove himself from rap, like certain rap artists like Tupac and stuff, man. I be thinking about, like, all the people I listen to on the radio. In my mind, I'm telling myself, you know, that really don't affect me because I don't go out here and do the things they talk about doing. But at the same time, you know, it could be affecting my attitude in some type of way, and I don't even know it. Like, it could make you slightly humbuggish. It could be affecting you, but you know, just because it's so in you, that flesh in you, it's in you so hard, bruh, like it's bred in you. Like, it's so hard, you know. Excuse me. And it's like understandable that it's hard, and God know that, you know, it's gonna take some work. That's why you have to list out the things that you need to eliminate from your life that, you know, it's not spiritually, it's not of the spirit, it's not spiritually led. You're being led by the flesh, you're being led by the world. And so it's some artists that I gotta stop listening to, like my favorites, bruh. Y'all don't think y'all understand, bruh, how much like Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Rick Ross, Pastor Troy, Twista, like how them dudes, like, I mean, 8Ball, MJG, T.I., Boosie, everybody, like all these people I listened to growing up, man. Like, I mean, my cousins put me on a lot of music when I was growing up, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's just like I grew up on this music, man. And like, I just think about it, you know, and I'm like, man, that's gotta be so hard. What am I gonna do? I mean, but it's a lot of good gospel rap artists out here that I really enjoy listening to. I just don't listen to them. I'm quicker to put on some Boss Man D-Lo, and not even, you know what I'm saying, think about putting on Alex John, however you say his name, Alex John, Lecrae, 𝗲𝗄, like great rap, great artists, you know what I'm saying? NF, he's a great artist, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's so many, Bizzle, Brian Trejo, you know what I'm saying? It's so many dope gospel rap artists, but because of the way that I've been brought up into the music, you know what I'm saying, what I was introduced to, what I listen to constantly in my life, it's been like, that's what I want to live, that's what I gravitate to. And like, that ain't even a lifestyle that I really live, you know what I'm saying? I love that music though, because it's like representing the struggle. But at the same time, like, I ain't never been out here slinging no pounds. Now, I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't know people who have or been around it, but that ain't never been the type of lifestyle I wanted to live or that I have lived. You know what I'm saying?
Let me talk about this music, okay? So he talked about how it is hard to stop listening to the music that you're used to because it sounds good. Music is such a big part of us. I mean, just look around at people who have their favorite artists. If you talk down on a person's favorite artist, for instance, if you got a Beyonce lover and you talk down on Beyonce, what is that Beyonce lover going to say to you? Oh, she going to go off. Oh, he going to go off. Or they're not going to be having it. So we almost idolize, or not almost, we do. We idolize our favorite rappers, our favorite singers, our favorite artists. And so it's hard to let them go because we put them on a pedestal, right? So it's going to be hard to let these things go. But when you're a Christian and you're trying to get higher in God, there are going to be some things that God is going to ask you to get rid of that it's hard for you to get rid of it. And the reason that it's hard for you to get rid of it is because you've put it on a pedestal. It's because you've made it like your God. And so thinking about myself personally, this is something that the Lord has been dealing with me for about the past 1 or 2 years. Just giving up the music that I was listening to. So this is the way it started with me. And he talks about it in his video where, he's saying that, Pastor Rob, which is our pastor at Word of Life Church. If you are in the Jackson area, come to one of our campuses. You are invited, by the way. But he talks about how Pastor Rob, which is at the Poindexter campus where we attend, how he was talking about how he had to give up his music, and that is encouraging my husband to give up the music that he's listening to because he feels like that it could be influencing him, influencing his life, influencing his decisions, influencing his attitude. And I'll get back to him in a second, but let me focus on myself for a minute. So the Lord has really been dealing with me lately about giving up music as well. And I think that this is something that God is doing in the lives of many Christians today who he's calling out. The ones who he is calling to be leaders in this time, in this age, in this season. He's calling a lot of us out to be speakers and leaders. And as he's calling us out, I can say for myself specifically, as he's been calling me out over the last few years, he's asked me to give up things. The way it started with the music was I love rap. Like Darius, I love rap. I have my favorite artists. One of my favorite artists is Gunna. I just really like his music. And so, Gunna and a lot of the other rappers I will listen to, especially when I go and work out. Well, it started where when I would go and work out, it started to bother me, the music that I was listening to. I would be listening to it and all of a sudden I would just start feeling bad. Like my spirit was vexed. Now, mind you, at the same time, I was in church. I was praising God. I was on the prayer team. I'm praying. I'm praising. I'm doing all the things, like living a life, right? But this one part of my life was something that I had not fully surrendered to God. I was listening to God in every part of my life, but this part specifically. When my spirit started being vexed by the music, I would periodically stop listening to it and go towards the gospel and something more uplifting. But then I would gravitate right back towards the rap. Like Darius said, it's a struggle. It's a stronghold. It's something that we've given a huge part of our lives to, so it's hard to let it go. And so I would do this back and forth thing where I would listen to it for a while, the rap and the music, and then I would go back to the gospel. Then I would come back to the secular music, then I will go back to the gospel, go back to the secular music. It was like this cycle that I kept repeating, kind of like the children of Israel in the wilderness when they would believe God and then they would let God go. Then they would believe God and they would go to their idols, and they would believe God again, then they would go to their idols. It was this cycle, right? Same thing. It was the same way with me. Until one day, I was feeling so bad about it, and I felt the Lord tugging at my heart and telling me in prayer to just give it up. Just give it up. He told me that he was calling me out and that he just wanted me to give this part of my life to him. He hit me really hard one day when, as I was singing a gospel song, he began to tell me how much he loved the music. Jesus just began to tell me how much he loved to hear me sing his praises, how much he loved to hear me sing of the goodness of God, how he loved to see me being a positive person, how he loved to see me, you know, it delighted him to see me loving on him. It's kind of like when you have your own children. It delights me to see my children love me. It delights me to see my children give me hugs. It delights me to see my children say, I love you. All of these things, it's the same way with God. We are his children, and it delights him to hear us tell him how much we love him. It delights him to hear us tell him how much we adore him, how much we're thankful for him, how we just love his presence. You know, the same way we are with our children, God is the same way with us. And so he wants us in this positive feeling towards him. He wants us to just love on him because he loves us. And as he's loving on us, we're loving on him, right? And so that's how it was with God, and that's how he painted the picture for me. And he just began to tell me, look, when you're listening to this other music, it's just a distraction. When you're listening to this other music, I can't speak to you. This is God talking to me, y'all. He began to tell me, I can't speak to you. Like, I want to talk to you during the day, but you're listening to all this other music most of the day, and I cannot get through to you because you're being distracted by the lyrics. You're being distracted by the words. If you think about how music makes you feel, it takes you to like another dimension, right? I think most people can agree with me and say that when you listen to music, it takes you to a place, right? It takes you to a time. It takes you to a place in your mind. Sometimes it takes you to the past. Sometimes it takes you to the future where you want to be. Sometimes it just takes you to a place where you don't want to be. It takes you to a place, the music does. And the Lord began to tell me that the place that this music is taking you, I can't enter it. Like, I can't go to the place that the music is taking you. The music that you're listening to is taking you to a dark place. It's taking you to a secular place. It's taking you to a place that has been overtaken by those of the spirit who are not of God. And God is saying, well, I can't go there. I can't go there. You're there and I can't go there. I'm trying to reach you. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to give you a word, but you're someplace I cannot reach. You're someplace I will not go. So if we're listening to this secular music 24/7 or 20 hours out of the day or 12 hours out of the day, there's 12 hours out of the day the Lord can't reach us. And then sometimes we'll sit there and we'll wonder why things aren't working out for us, why things aren't moving, why are we asking God for the same thing over and over and nothing is happening. It's literally because God can't reach us. He can't tell us the next step because we're so distracted by the things that are not of God. And yes, we are talking about music here, but also other things apply, like the movies that we listen to and look at, and the shows that we look at. If we are spending most of our time in these things, how can God speak to us? How can God reach us? So he told me to examine my heart and just remove those things. And like Darius said, it's a hard process. It was hard for me. Like, I remember struggling to not click on the music that I was used to clicking on. It was a struggle to say no. But one thing about it is I began to share the struggle with my own children, especially my teenage daughter. I began to share with her how these lyrics were bothering me and how God was calling me out of it. This is what I want to tell you, mothers and fathers out there. Share your struggles with your children. As long as it's nothing inappropriate, share your struggles with your children. You know, share it. If they're old enough to hear it, share it with them. Let them see your walk with God. Let them see your walk with Jesus. Let them see how you're struggling. You know, my daughter was able to see that I would struggle with that. I told her that, you know, God asked me to give this up, but it's so hard. And I would tell her, oh, I started back listening to it, but now it's bothering me again. I gotta let it go again. I gotta let it go, because it's I can't really, like, my heart is vexed. I can't really function correctly listening to this music. I even told my coworker the same thing, my boss. I said, she asked me about the music I listen to. I said, well, I love Gunna, but it vexes my spirit. And she started laughing at me because she thought it was funny, but I was very serious. You know, it vexes my spirit, and the Lord is calling me out. And so if the Lord has been calling you out, know that you are not alone. Know that we are right there with you. So with that said, let's get back to the video with my husband.
So